This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. So I debated putting this video out because it's a Deshaun Watson film review. Obviously, we know Watson's out for the rest of the year. So, I didn't want to put it out in the context of what he can improve from in this game, because obviously there's no more games left for him to improve off of for this year. He's going to be done for the year. So I wanted to redo this and change the context of it. One, getting the truth out of what was this game, what was overblown or underblown about that first half that everybody talked about. And then also when it comes to what in this passing offense that worked against a really good defense, do I feel like can be replicated with DTR and can be used going forward. So we're going to look through a lot of these plays for Deshaun Watson, see what can be useful for him going forward, what can be useful for the Browns going forward, and what can be useful for Dorian Thompson-Robinson going forward. So let's just jump into it. We're going to start here with the play out of pistol. I'm going to let it play. And this is obviously a pick six, right? So what happens here? Njoku goes to the flat. It's a hot read. Yeah, they're just trying to go to the flat here. This is a relatively simple NFL play, right? You run the post to clear that out, and then you run this to the flat. Now you want to go hot here because you see that Kyle Hamilton is coming. And if you go back to the beginning of this play, Kyle Hamilton starts at the linebacker position. So they show 3 on this side. So what they're trying to do, what the Ravens are trying to force the Browns to do, right, is they're trying to make them see this. They want to make the Browns slide left, leave 2 over here, have those 2 block down. So what they're probably going to have is Clowney go in, and they're going to have these 2 kind of block down. They're going to hope that this tight end releases to the flat. I don't know what Jerome Ford's supposed to be doing here, but that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to clear up this space by having him come and delayed blitz after the snap, and they're probably going to pull him back, thinking that the Browns might go hot here. The Browns have a good play in for this. It's just Kyle Hamilton makes a better play. So, yeah, Jerome Ford goes out wide too, and it looks like it's part of his play. So it's not like he has a run block responsibility there. Njoku releases immediately to the flat. And I don't know what happens here with this exchange between Joe Bitonio and Garyon Christian, but something weird does happen here. So let's watch here. I'll let it play through now and point out what I'm seeing at least. All right, so yeah, you see Garyon goes inside when Jadeveon goes inside, even though he has inside help. And if that's the case, all he should do is try to just get a hand on Clowney and pass him off, and make sure he's passed off into Joe Bitonio. But for whatever reason, he takes Joe's gap. And I just think that this is, if you have to pin blame on anybody, I think Garyon didn't do the right thing here. Look, first play at left tackle for him. I think the young fella made a mistake because I think he was too keen on Clowney, clamped down on Clowney when he wasn't, because it doesn't look like that's what anybody's supposed to do here. And then he ended up making this play right for the Ravens coach. So, yeah, you see how Joel is setting back, right? And you could tell what they're wanting to do by watching the opposite side here too. Because if you watch James and Wyatt on the right side, you see how James sets, okay, he punches, and then that gets passed off, right? But James isn't trying to just clamp in on him, right? Because he's trying to see what that nickel is going to do, if he's going to come, if he's not. He wants to stay ready, so he's going to start retreating from that tackle position, while Wyatt takes care of it from the guard position. Now, Joel wants to retreat, right? That's what Joel's trying to do. He's trying to do the same thing Wyatt's doing. You see how Wyatt retreats so he can get to that 4-eye position? Wyatt's trying, and when I say 4-eye, it's a position on that's just 4. That's edge rusher. So that's the alignment for these edge rushers at this point, right? So Joe's trying to kick out wide so he can get to that 4-eye position. And again, if you want to know 4-eye, this is 4-eye. And then like with Miles lines up here at 4W, or sometimes at 5, which is wide outside of the tight end right shoulder. So yeah, so it looks like Joe's trying to go back here to kind of account for his 4-eye, and then you want him to continue to kick back here just in case they send anybody else because you feel relatively good against this front. But Garyon, being a younger player, decides that he's going to attack Ed Jadeveon, and that's a horrible decision that has horrible consequences. It's a tough break, right? Because I think that's what happened. You see Deshaun does a good job trying to get air under this high release point, but he just is able to make a play there. And I think the reason he's able to make a play is because he has a free run. And if Garyon would have just kicked back, like I think he's supposed to here, unless they're trying to pull Joe. Like, were they trying to pull Joe? No, it don't seem like they were trying to pull him, because if they were trying to pull him, Joe would have pulled and at least caught Kyle Hamilton. So no, they're not trying to pull Joe. Joe's trying to get back so he can cover that 4-eye responsibility, just in case they send one hot off the edge. And yeah, it's just a big mistake made by 6'4" there. Turns into a pick 6. That's why you have to look at the film to really break down what went wrong in a play. And you see, like right here, that took about 6 minutes to really evaluate. And it's why you can't just take your first watch of a game, of a play, and think that you have all the answers from that 30 seconds that you watched the play. You probably got to watch it 3-4 times, slow it down, have the all 22. And then even then, it's going to take about 7 minutes to figure out what went wrong or right in the play. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, this is a pass interference. I don't know how this didn't get called here, but they're trying to hit David Njoku here. Now, if you look at the top picture here, you do see a pretty fat cushion that this corner is giving him. Now, I think he goes David here because he trusts David to break a tackle and get that first down more than he trusts Elijah Moore. But I think Deshaun, if he looked back at the pictures of this, he'll just want to hit Elijah Moore on that one, right? Like, I think that's pretty obvious. He hit David. It's a tighter window than he needs to. I mean, this is a fine window here. He has a cushion. He can make that man miss. But for whatever reason, he decided to go David there. I guess there was more trust, or maybe that's who he saw first. And David's open. And this is a good throw. But look at that. Like, this is pass interference. Like, Roquan is hugging him right here. The ball is nowhere near David Njoku. Like, hug. Okay, now the ball's there. I don't know how they didn't get caught for pass interference. That is like, look at it from the end zone angle. There's pass interference. And yeah, I see why Deshaun wanted this. He saw Roquan at the line of scrimmage and then saw him have to carry up the line of scrimmage on David Njoku. And that's a matchup you're going to take every time, right? Because you're going to get pass interference. Because that's pass interference, man. Look at that shit. Okay. All the pass interferences that get called that aren't this obvious in this game. And this does not get called is crazy. Like, look at that. Look at where the ball is with their hands on his chest. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do any of that. How did that not get called? All right, it's ridiculous. All right, this right here, 5-step drop. He's coming out this hot. And he throws this ball to Coop, and it's just a little bit too much. Right now, this will require almost a perfect throw, and he damn near almost makes a perfect throw. Just a little bit too much on this one. I think you could tell he was real excited to throw this one. I think it just came out a little hotter than he wanted, right? Because look at the feet. He is real purposeful with the feet right here, right? Step, pop, and then he's ready. He's ready to air that one out. And if Coop's just a little faster, that ball is, because that ball, I don't know. it feels like that ball can only be there, and if Coop can't get to that spot, then it's just not going to get completed. But damn, that's a good ball though. Just wasn't on time. We look at it from this angle, and good feet, good release, good ball, whatever. All right, this play does a great job. See, look, this is why you can't obsess over completion percentage or the, completed to incompleted ratio, because this just gets counted as an incomplete pass. But this is a plus incomplete pass, right? Now, what happens here? He gets to the top of his drop. Ravens do a good job. They're in basically one flat. They do a good job of covering all this. The only real window he has is Coop coming open over on this over, right? There's a little window that's going to be open right here. It's a tough window to hit. But by the time he's ready to hit that window, keep in mind he's on this hash, and this will be coming a little bit across his body. So he has to wait until Coop is approaching the back, if not behind Roquan Smith, and the pocket just closes up on him before he can target that window, right? So boom, you see that's where you would want to be releasing that ball right there, right when you get this window. And again, you see how dicey of a throw that's going to be. Like, you got to kind of air it out and layer that thing. But that ball has to come out like right here. And by the time you get there, the pocket's closed up on you. James Hudson had no anchor, but a great job here of staying on your feet and just get rid of the ball, right? Now, I know some people are like, he could have made this play to Harrison Bryant. Brother, just get rid of the damn ball. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I would just like it if you would live for the next down and not make some of these risky throws or attempt some of these risky throws one week and then be like, well, Harrison Bryant was open here. Like, no, you're throwing across your body. If that ball is not on point, that is intercepted by this guy, or maybe this guy crashes in, or maybe Harrison Bryant drops it and it bobbles in the air. Just when you have to be on the arc like this and after that much craziness, just get rid of the damn ball if nothing's obviously open. Every potential play does not need to be made, and that's a great example of it. It's a plus incomplete pass. All right, right here, nice little drop. Good job avoiding contact and then getting that ball. This is huge here on the third and 10. Huge play here to get in the field goal range. This is great. Standing in the pocket. Boom, withstands contact. Still stays in there. And it just fires this dart out to Elijah Moore for a first down. Huge play there. Huge play. Great play there. Let's look at the pocket congestion here. Let's watch Gary on. But again, good job here. Good communication. This was so much better this week than it's been in past weeks. The communication between guard and tackle on both sides. So Roquan Smith comes here, and look, they want to just pass this off. And in that way, Joe can slide over to that twist, right? These twists and loops and stunts have just kicked our ass all year. And it's just nice to see this week that they did a great job passing these off, right? Okay, I'm going to pass them off to you, 64, and then 75. Okay, I got a Dafe coming late. And look, Joe does a great job of just keep fighting, right? He loses here. He does not have the angle, but what does he do? He keeps fighting. And then Deshaun helps him out by stepping up a little bit. And then, boom, next thing you know, he's won the rep. And then a nice ball there. It's a huge play. Huge play in that game. Nice little fake toss sweep. And he's gotten better at this. I would say this is a nice thing that you see in Deshaun's game that he's added. Because let me tell you, he's usually terrible at these play action sells. He's not good. He'll admit it to you himself that he needs to be better at this. And even his quarterback coach will admit it to you. But this is a much better fake, right? Because the issue with him is that he just wants to get his eyes around so fast on these fakes that it never holds anybody. But this is a good one, right? He's here, and then he even does a little fake toss to make sure that he holds his eyes on it. And then look what that does. It holds that backside backer And when I say that, I'm talking about 50 Calvin Noy here. But it holds him backside thinking it's going to be a run instead of letting him just flush upfield and ruining the play. And that allows time for Cedric Tillman to get across the backfield and really stick Calvin Noy. So a great sell leads to great results here, at least from a protection standpoint, right? Because you do the sell here, boom, Calvin Noy, now he has to peel off. But guess what? We got something for that. Boom. If Deshaun doesn't sell that well, which he hasn't in the past, that gets blown up. We've seen that. This is a much better sell. Nice patience here. Unfortunately, there's nothing here really. Well, I mean, like he might have had Proche if he throws it here, but I don't think that's what he was looking for. Like, what was he looking for here? What was the play design for? I think they thought they were going to get Elijah Moore open. Elijah wasn't there. Yeah, and then Kareem's not supposed to get on the screen. So, yeah, I think Elijah Moore, yeah, because this is a scramble route by Proche. So there's no way he's going to see that coming, right? That's not an actual route. That's a scramble drill at that point. Yeah, I think they thought they were going to get Elijah Moore here. And he's like, man, do I want to throw that? I don't know. And he didn't feel good about it. Starts to run and then tries to hit Proche on a scramble drill. And it's just a bit outside. Not a terrible throw, just a bit outside. I think you got pass interference on something, though. Oh, no. You get the 15-yard penalty there. And then Deshaun here, drop back, a little bit of pressure. And then, man, there's two opportunities here, both on this side. So it's a great instinct for him to flush to his right side instead of his left side, right? Because what you have here is you have a safety on this hash, hugging this hash, right? And then you have this back pylon that you can attack with Coop right here. Now his eyes aren't around, but once he gets around, even a little bit later, it's there. And I'm going to be honest with you, man, the way David Njoku breaks tackles, he could have scored on this one too if he catches it. All right, so right here, boom, you layer that ball up to Coop, that's a touchdown. So right here, even though it's a tough throw, you could score here. I understand if you don't want to make that level of risky throw in the red zone, especially when this is right here. I'm fine with that. And this is a fine throw to David Njoku. It's just not caught. I mean, got to catch that. Like, you turn around and you only got one man to beat, and all you got to do is put your foot in the ground. Because, like, look, this guy's going so hard at David because he's like, oh, my God. He's crashing so hard, right? All David has to do is just put a foot here and just give a little stiff arm to Kyle Hamilton and score. Oh, it was 6. That was 6. That was 6, man. Again, this only goes in the stat sheet as an incompletion. So if you don't watch the game, you're like, man, he was so bad in the first half. But when you watch the game, you're like, oh, okay, the context actually makes that first half seem a lot better than what the numbers would indicate. He just drops it, man. That scores. That scores, dog. All right. Like, nothing's there. Flushes. Makes the right throw. Look at that fucking space. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton ain't touching him. Like, you can see it. That's not even close. Oh, he's scoring all the way. And he knew it. He knew that was a touchdown. And he just got too excited. Oh, David. David's going to want that one back. You could tell. You could tell. You could tell. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. The ball is literally in his hands right here. All he has to do is cut up field. Nobody is catching him at this point. Nobody. This, like, oh, that was, he was so worried about that corner with Coop that he just, man, you're going to want that back. You're going to want that back. Don't matter, you won the game, but oh, if you didn't, you would have wanted that back. This right here is just trying to get a fade ball to Tillman. This is a regular miss here. Not the greatest ball in the world, but it's fine enough. It's just also not the greatest route in the world by 19. Yeah. Also, I want to point something out. It goes back to what I was talking about with media bias and how media frames things to kind of get their bias through. We applaud quarterbacks all the time for being quote unquote boring. We applaud quarterbacks for taking what's there, taking what the defense gives them, right? Whenever you hear people brag about Tom Brady and what made Tom Brady so different is because he's so willing to just take what the defense gives them. And he's not eager to throw the ball deep, and he's not overly, trying to charge and get all these 50 plus highlight reel throws. He's just playing a smart style of football. It's funny when you hear that being applauded, but then Deshaun does it and it gets framed as a negative, as if he's incapable of throwing the ball downfield, when like 4 years of NFL tape shows you that he's able to throw the ball downfield. So it's funny because we say that that's good enough for the GOAT to have a short yard average per target and to play a dink and dunk style when the game requires it. If Tom does that, that's fine. That's perfectly perfect for Tom Brady. That is what you expect from the GOAT. But, if Deshaun does it, then we're talking about, well, is that what $230 million a quarterback play looks like? $230 million a quarterback play looks like quarterback play that's good enough to win you games. That's what you want it to look like. And that's what it was today. We're going to continue to watch it. Like, it ain't got to be nothing spectacular. And if you're doing the position right, you ain't going to have to make that many spectacular throws, right? Because the smart throws are the easy throws. And this is another example of it, right? You get a deep stem here, and then you're having an under here. You're trying to put this defender in conflict. So it's clear. You're trying to put this defender in conflict. Do I keep carrying up these numbers because I know I have a 9 route coming up my chest? Or do I pick up this and leave my guy one-on-one, right? Or do I trust that Kyle Hamilton's going to crash in on that and that nothing else is coming on that other side? This safety chooses, I'm just going to keep carrying, which means this opens up. Well, no, my bad. Yeah, well, which means the corner route opens up, the post route opens up. So we'll see it right here, right? See the safety, he takes it, boom, just hit the number, right? Hit the cross. A little bit of a low ball, but hey, it's completed. Could have been a more perfect ball, but I don't see you getting more yards if that ball's any better. Right here, a little bit of pressure, and he decides to run. And this is another point I want to hit on in this review. Runs that Deshaun can still do and runs that Deshaun should never try to do again. This is a run that I'm quite fine with Deshaun doing, right? You see a lot of green space, a clear path to the sideline. Good. I don't mind this. This is nice. I like this. I like this better than holding on to the football behind the line of scrimmage. I like this more than running up the middle of the field and not sliding. I like this. This is perfectly safe to do this, what he's doing right here. Right here, running towards the sideline, making a quick decision. I'm not going to hang around in the pocket where there's a ton of big players. I'm going to run to where there's a lot of green space and corners. Like it. That's safe. That's safe football right there. I think a lot of times people correlate running the football with danger and throwing the football with not dangerous. But throwing the football, hanging out behind the line of scrimmage, especially when you're not protected by your offensive line because you broke the pocket, that's dangerous. That's going to get you hurt, even if you're not running it. And running the ball up the middle, yeah, that's dangerous. That's going to get you hurt. But running the ball to the sidelines, oh, no, that's not dangerous at all, especially if you make a quick decision, you get out of bounds. Yeah, that's fine. Here, a little 5-step drop. And again, he's going to run. And this is a run I hate. This is a run I hate. No more of these. No more of these. I understand it's 2nd and 20. You're trying to get a little bit closer. But what did this actually do for you other than hurt you? I think this is the run right here. Right? This is the stuff you cannot do anymore. Right? And it's not because you're not physically capable of it. It's just because you can't keep doing this to your body and expect your body to respond in positive ways like it did in your early 20s. Like, man, anybody who's aged knows, like, Get into your late 20s, is a different deal with your body, man. Like, things get old. And this is an example of stuff you can't do no more, man, because this wasn't a big deal for you when you was 22, taking this kind of a hit. But man, it's a huge deal now, right? Because what happens on this tackle? I don't think this is the one he got hurt in. But what happens on this tackle? Nothing crazy. But look at the guys who could potentially make a play on him, right? When he's running towards the sidelines, it's a bunch of corners that can potentially push him out of bounds. Right here, you have a triangle of death. You have Roquan Smith at like 240. You have Justin Madubuike at 310 pounds. And you have Pat Queen at 325, all in the range to make a play and tackle you. And then here comes Jadeveon Clowney. And then here comes somebody else, Odafe Oweh. Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy means you, no run. That's what it means. Okay? Like, you cannot take these hits from these big fellas no more. You ain't young no more, dog. This guy will hurt you. This guy will hurt you. This guy could hurt you. This guy will hurt you. Get away from the big fellas if you're going to take a tackle. I don't care if a DB tackles you, but man, you can't put yourself in a position to where you get lucky here and you dive out of contact. But look at that. You're running right into the middle of a 7-lane highway. You got to stay. Look, if you don't run the ball, you got to make sure that these dudes ain't going to get you, right? I don't care if you run into this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Okay, that's fine. You take your chances. You're bigger than those guys. But these guys are bigger than you. Don't take those chances. But that's unfortunately, it's a lesson for next year. Throw here to Coop. Nice little throw on time. It's also like been interesting to hear like people not want to give him credit for yak, because quarterbacks have a lot to do with yak. Because if you get this ball to Coop any later, it's not going to be a big yak play because somebody's going to close in on that. But since you got it to him in time, it's a big yak play. It's a good job by the quarterback getting the ball to where it needed to go. All right, just get to your drop. And again, man, this kind of shit needs to never happen. Like, it really just needs to not happen. Because what happens again? You carry this, and who's there to tackle you? It's Jadeveon Clowney. Okay, you break Jadeveon. Here comes Jadeveon, and now what happens? I gotta do the circle thing again? I'm gonna do the circle thing again. Okay, let me put the list of people you don't want tackling you that are close to tackling you. You don't want Jadeveon tackling you. You don't want Justin Madubuike, 300 pounds, tackling you. Jadeveon is 240, tackling you. Pat Queen, 230, tackling you. That's not going to be good. Roquan Smith, 245. You don't want him jumping on top of you. Hell, you get out of this tackle, you cut back across field. Here comes big-ass Brandon Williams at 340 pounds. Your body ain't going to stand up to that no more. You can't continuously take this amount of tackling. Because what happens here? Okay, you hold up Jadeveon, good. Now what happens? Now you gave Justin Madubuike enough time to jump on your shit. And this is how injuries happen, man. Just repeatedly taking hits like that. Boom. I think he got a roughing on that, right? Or I don't even think the Browns got a penalty. I think Browns got holding on that. But it's a late hit. They usually call that. They didn't call it today. And I was like, this is the kind of hit that unfortunately you have to save your body for, right? So what I mean by that is you don't take those hits running the football up the middle of the field towards these big guys, because you're going to have to take hits like this. But if you're taking these hits, which are normal quarterback hits, and you're taking the running hits, you're doubling up on hits, which means you're doubling up on wear and tear, which means you're doubling up eventually on injuries. Drop back. Good step. Good step up by Deshaun. I like it. Like, he's shown some growth the last 3 weeks, fortunately, in like pocket mechanics too. So I think the ability to do it is there. So he steps up here, throws a deep ball, and I wish, and I don't know, is this Elijah Moore? I wish Elijah Moore would have did a better job stacking this, because he just leaves himself no room to make this play. And the corner does a good job of just squeezing him to the sideline here, right? It's a good job by the corner. But you want Elijah Moore to stack that so you have more room to make that play. But right there, it's just tough to make a play there, right? Steps up, throws a deep ball. And yeah, just you see how Elijah's not stacked. And part of the reason he's not stacked is because that corner did a good job of squeezing him to the line. Well, it's an out of bounds marker. All right. Another one, and this is just a flat miss by Deshaun. I think he wants this one back. It's a little fade ball, and I think this gets completed, and you get in field goal range. You just throw a better ball there. So that's just a miss by Deshaun. Oh, no, I think I counted like maybe of those incompletions, the 14 to start the game. I think maybe 2 or 3 might have been flat misses. Yeah, this is just a flat miss. Just a bit outside. This right here probably should have gone to Elijah Moore right here on that first pump. I don't know what took him out of it. Maybe he saw Roquan stop. He didn't like it. But that first, he should have went to Moore here. Instead, he waits. Yeah, and takes a hit. Again, just playing structure. You don't take that hit. Trust the structure. Trust what you're seeing. Because like you have this play, the second Roquan gives up his def, right? And he gives up his def right here. Yeah, you have it. I don't care if he jumps back. He's not that athletic. You can make that throw. Yeah, right here, throw it. And he knew it. And you throw that ball there. You don't take a hit, but you hold on to it. And now you throw it. It's incomplete. And you took a hit from an edge rusher. Good throw to Elijah Moore here. And look, he played some nice, smooth, boring football in the second half right here. Easy. Okay. Another whip route. I've been begging him to hit these whip routes all season. I'm not going to bitch and moan when he finally does it, right? Whip route here by Coop. Here we go. All right. Just hit the whip route. Get the first down. Nice. Gets to the top of his drop. What do I have here? Okay, I'm going to just throw up the middle, get that first down. Boom. Nice and boring football, right? This is what you want quarterback play to look like, okay? I don't have anything deep downfield. That's okay. David Njoku's right there. Nobody's covering him. It's third down. He's going to make a play. First down. Nice and boring football. That's good quarterbacking. We usually call that good quarterbacking. It should not have to look spectacular on every throw. It should at least appear to look a little easier. And that's the thing about the Browns offense this week is that they were able to get easy stuff, right? Against a really good defense. Here, okay, don't got to do nothing crazy. Just throw it to Njoku. Njoku's going to make the rest of the play. Right here, nothing crazy. Just a little nice throw here on this mesh because you have to throw it and stop him from continuing on there, or else that's going to be an interception. So good throw there. Great catch by Coop. Coop almost scores here. But he gets stopped short of the line. It's fine. You run the ball in on the next play. Nice and boring quarterback play. I think we get addicted to highlights, but like we forget that the meat and potatoes of good quarterback play is nice, boring shit like this. You watch Pat Mahomes and he might make 4 or 5 crazy pass attempts in a game that make you go, oh, that's Pat Mahomes stuff. But those other 30 pass attempts, pretty fucking boring, right? Top drop, look right, okay, make the throw, boom. It's open, you take it, you make it. Nice, boring quarterback play. That's what good quarterback play looks like. Not doing too much. Taking what's there. Okay, they're going to give me 20. I'll take the 20. That's fine with me. Boom. See it, deliver it, get it. It shouldn't be exciting. Right here, drop back, boom. I have David. Let me get it to him in tempo, in stride. Got it to him in tempo, in stride. First down. That's something DTR can do, right? But that's good quarterback play. And then David does what happens when you get good quarterback play, makes a play on top of it. The amount of people I've been willing to like change the bar of how quarterbacking is evaluated because he's not making like these incredible throws every play. It's like, no, it does. Tom Brady didn't make incredible throws every time you watched him play a football game. Tom Brady was very boring to watch. But you know what Tom Brady was doing? Making the right decisions. You know what Deshaun did in this game? He made the right decisions, right? And this is what you want DTR to do when he comes in there. Just be nice and boring, make the right decisions. You get Tris right. You figure out what they're in. You know that they're in like this off look. Okay, step up a little bit. Maybe if you have to make a play, this is going to be a special Deshaun play where he steps up. Okay, I got to make a play. Let's break it a little bit. I see Elijah Moore. Easy throw, easy touchdown. Making good decisions. That's what the quarterback position is all about right here. Well, this isn't like a mind-blowing play right here. This is like a 2-yard. Oh, no. Great play by David Njoku. Get the ball on time, see what happens. Good stuff. Right? Top is drop. See what's there. Step up. Great throw. Boom. Not the greatest throw you ever seen in your life. Not a throw that can't be replicated by anybody. But just make the right decision, right? That was the best decision possible to make. Makes it. Throws it. Good. In the most important part of the game. Here, get to the top. You know, you got a blitz. He feels it. He knows that, okay, I don't really have anything. So I'm going to just go for this corner. And then, look, I don't mind a run like this at the end of the game where you're also trying to get out of bounds because you're not around all the defensive linemen at that point. And that was a run that pretty much put the Browns in position to win this game on top of the Jerome Ford one. That's what good quarterback play looks like. That's what you want out of your quarterback. You call it game management. You could call it whatever you want. You know, people call Tom Brady a game manager for years, but they also call him a champion, right? Because at the end of the day, good quarterbacking does not have to be super flashy. That doesn't mean that at points it's going to require some flash. Yes, of course. But it does require that you make consistent, good decisions. And in this game, I saw a quarterback make consistent, good decisions. That's what's important. That's what's winning. That's what happens when you play winning football, is you consistently make the smart decision. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and complain about it from him because I've sat here and complained about the fact that early in the year, I felt like he was trying to make way too many big plays. So when he pares his game down and starts to be patient and starts to just play team football and getting the ball out the guys quick and letting everybody else look good, I'm not going to then flip it around and be critical of him. I think there's been a lot of hypocrisy with how he's evaluated. And I get it. He's a controversial figure, but we got to keep it real when it comes to the football. People in the early weeks of the season, especially Cleveland Browns people, wanted him to stop trying to make all these giant plays and just play within the structure of the offense. He does that this week against your toughest opponent of the year on the road in a winning performance with a broken shoulder and a high ankle sprain. And all of a sudden people are like, well, anybody could have done that. No, I've seen plenty of quarterbacks in that position being asked to play within the structure of the offense, and they've refused to. Baker Mayfield has done that, where he's refused to play within the structure of the offense and has made giant mistakes in these situations. I've seen it happen with even Jacoby Brissett. Well, not Jacoby. Jacoby never got out the structure. You've seen it with PJ Walker this year where he went backside against San Francisco on a play action where he's not supposed to. Like, this stuff is not easy. And we can't keep moving the goalposts, flipping the goalposts when it comes to people on the field. Now, we have a whole year to talk about Watson. We'll have a bunch of tape to evaluate on DTR, more than likely. And we'll see where we're at with the quarterback position. But that was a good game. That was exactly what you've been wanting to see out of Deshaun Watson. Play good, smart football, right? You don't got to throw for 300 every game. You don't need to throw for 400. You don't need 3 touchdowns, right? You don't have to make every play. Let other guys make plays for you. The only thing I want with Deshaun is just stop putting yourself in position to get tackled by guys who are 235 pounds and above. Just got to find a way to cut that down. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. Have a better night. Peace.